I'm here today with Manny the Mannequin.
Hi guys, I'm Manny.
To tell you guys one of the cheapest ways to get speed out of your bicycle. So the cheapest way to get speed is tires.
Training with a taser gun. What?
Manny, you can't tell me training with a taser gun's gonna make you any faster.
Just let me show you.
Man, you better not tase me with that.
I mean, Keith may have actually been onto something. I mean, when you stop to really think about it, tires are what connects you to the ground, so why wouldn't they be very important when you're making your decision on what to buy and upgrade on your bike? So, and for me guys, honestly, tire choice is almost as important as the frame that you pick. So I have always been a Conti GP 4000 guy, but they recently released the GP 5000 tires, and Pirelli recently got into the bicycle market, and I thought it would just be a really good time to compare the two to see if something is better. I've always done Continental. I wanted to try something a little bit new, so it was perfect time to do a review. More of a comparison than really a review. So let's get to it. So first off is the weight. So tires have a huge impact on the rolling weight, as they are the farthest point from the center of the circle that we call the wheel. Contis actually come in at 215 grams. They claim that they're 221 on their website, so them coming in a little bit short, that's a good thing. That's really cool that they did that. They overestimated how much some of their tires can weigh. And the Pirellis, their claimed weight is 210 grams, and they came in at 210 grams. No surprises there. So that equates to about 5 grams per tire. Equals 10 grams total. If you can tell the difference in 10 grams, then more power to you. Take that for what you will. They're both very comparable to each other. So traction. So this is something else I always look at when it comes to tires is the TPI, threads per square inch. And all of these companies, they all do kind of their own compound, secret formula, sauce, that kind of stuff. The Contis, they call theirs black chili. Their tires actually do smell good. They don't smell like chili, but they smell pretty good. Pirelli though is called the Smart Net Silica. Just think of it as their KFC secret seasoning. It's what they claim makes their tires better, but I don't think TPI, threads per inch, should be the only factor, but it is a huge indicator of how a tire is gonna perform, in my opinion. The higher the threads per square inch, the better. So I really do believe that this is just one parameter to take into account when it comes to comfort and cornering, but I will say, usually the higher the thread count, the nicer the tire. The nicer it rides, the better it corners. So you have to take this into consideration. Conti has 3 casings. Basically how they say their TPI works is 3 by 330. And what that means is they've got 3 casings. When you take all 3, it equals 330. So for the sake of everybody else and how they measure it, we're just gonna say their TPI is 110. So for the sake of comparison, and Conti has 110, Pirelli is actually at 127 TPI. Again, this is so close that I really couldn't tell that much of a difference. Both tires have very consistent corner feel and just seem to stick to the road very well. Also, the higher quality of these tires makes the ride so much better. The only way I can really describe the difference in how, say, a $30 tire like a Lithion from Michelin rides compared to something like a, $70 Continental, is the difference in riding the same tire at 23 width versus putting 25s on your bike. It's that much of a difference. So before we move on to our final point, let's just talk about mileage. I think you have to have the happy medium of a great race tire and mileage. With that being said, both of these guys did excellent with mileage. The Conti's almost reached 5,000 miles. I haven't worn out 5,000s yet, I'm gonna be honest. But I got a set of GP 4000s to about 5,000 mile. It's a lot of thousands going on. But you get what I'm saying, they lasted about 5,000 miles. Now, I've got some tires that were around 30, 35 bucks, and I would get about 2,500 to 3,000 miles out of them. So it's not quite double in mileage, but you do get more miles out of these guys. Now, the Pirellis that I have been using, I have around 3,000 miles on them, but they still look fine. I'm not gonna change them anytime soon. I'm expecting them to get 4,500 to 5,000 miles. I will circle back around later on once I wear them out with my complete mileage, just so everybody knows that I'm not full of crap in that department. And I merely mention this because the tires can be expensive, but some of the cheaper tires do just wear out in half of the mileage. So in my opinion, I always prefer to just spend the extra money now for something that rides much nicer and is going to last the same amount of mileage. You're either gonna buy 4 Lithions or 2 Contis. So for the last portion of our examination of these two tires, we need the help of a website that I found. I was perusing the internet and found this awesome little gem called bicyclerollingresistance.com. So I'm not the brightest light bulb in the knife drawer, so I got Keith to kind of help me with it.
I'll show you how this is calculating this here.
Okay.
So your wattage that they're showing on here is simply how many watts it takes you to get that tire moving on the road surface. So it's how much wattage it takes to break the coefficient of friction to keep that tire going. So it looks like the Grand Prix are in a more efficient tire, about 2.5 watts more efficient, and the Zeros are just a grippier tire, so they're probably better for riding in the rain, racing, crits where you have to corner a lot, just more of like an all-season, all-weather tire. Also, it looks like the Pirelli tire actually has a little bit more puncture protection on the actual tread portion of it, probably because it's a little bit thicker tire to make up for the fact that it's softer to keep it from wearing out so fast, but it obviously must help to keep you from getting flats.
So there's a little bit about the bicyclerollingresistance.com website. I will leave a link below. This website does some awesome tests, and they're very honest that it is just that this certain tire is better at their test. Real world can always change things, so take that with a grain of salt. But I think they have some great information, so check them out. Other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something about tire choice, especially for road bike tires. I have been running the PZeros, and honestly, I think if you choose Pirelli or Conti, it'll be a good decision. There's not enough difference between these two for me to tell you which one I would prefer over the other, unless you just really like the colors. I think the Pirellis look great. I think they're awesome looking. That's why I went with them this time, but I've also been running Contis forever, and I wanted a little bit of a change. And with all of that being said, you know, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, do the usual things. So I do have some other videos that I am cranking out, so make sure you stay tuned, and I will catch you guys at the next one. See ya! Yeah. Mm-hmm.